This is the easiest way to memorize the multiplication table. It may be overwhelming to think that you need to memorize 100 numbers from 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, 1 times 4, up to 10 times 10. But actually, you only need to memorize 18 numbers, which is the one on the left. From 6 times 3 to 6 times 8, 7 times 3 to 7 times 8, and 8 times 3 to 8 times 8, which we will be discussing later. We will now discuss each table. For table 1, any number multiplied to 1 is the same number. So for example, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 6 is 6. So there's no need to memorize table 1. Table 2 is just addition. So 2 times 7 is just 7 plus 7, which is easy to memorize. 2 times 9 is just 9 plus 9, which is 18, easy to remember. For tables 3, 4, and 5, these numbers here have answers that are low, that it will be easy to remember, and you don't need to memorize. But for numbers higher than 5, like 3 times 8, because of the transitive property of multiplication, the numbers above 5, for example, 3 times 8 is the same as 8 times 3 in this table. So there's no need to memorize numbers that are higher than 5 for tables 3, 4, and 5. Now we go to the table 9. Table 9, there's also a trick or a technique to memorize table 9. For example, we have 9 times 8. You think of a number, subtract this number by 1, and that will be your first digit. And then think of a number that you add to 7 to make 9, so that is 2. So that is your answer. Another example, 9 times 6. So first you subtract 1 from 6, so it will be 5. And then you think of a number that you add to 5 to make 9, which is 4. Another example, 9 times 7. So the first thing to do is subtract 1 from 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. Think of a number that you add to 6 to make 9, so 3. So that's how you solve to remember table 9. Now for these 18 numbers, what we need to do is to make or buy flashcards. You can make flashcards. You only need 18 numbers anyway. So for example, you write the question in the front, 8 times 8, and then you put the answer at the back. And then you need these 18 cards. Or you can buy, and then you pick out only these numbers. So we take table 6, so we get 6 times 3 up to 6 times 8. You shuffle them, and then try to practice. So 6 times 4, I can't remember, 24. 6 times 6 is 36. Let's check. Yes, 36. 6 times 5 is 30. I'll check. It's 30. So that's how you memorize. You keep shuffling and then you keep practicing. Once you memorize table 6, you get table 7. 7 times 3 up to 7 times 8. You shuffle these cards. Shuffle them. And then you practice. 7 times 6, I can't remember. Let's check. 42. And then 7 times 4, I know 7 times 4, 28. Let's check. Yes, it's 28. Once you memorize table 7, you combine it to table 6 and then shuffle the cards and then practice again. So 6 times 5, I remember 30, yes 30. 6 times 7 times 5, I know 35, yes 35. Once you memorize 6 and 7, you take table 8, 8 times 3 up to 8 times 8. You shuffle the cards and then practice again. And then once you memorize table 8, you combine it to table 6 and 7, shuffle and then practice again. Once you memorize 6, 7, and 8, you have memorized the multiplication table.